know if Jay Roebuck, he says he was brought on last minute, and in fact, it seems like War Dude's World, who is another Drake guy, put this thing together. Okay, I'm being. It looks like when I'm reading that War Dude's World kind of put this together, right? And it is what it is.
What up, y'all? It's your boy War Dude's World, the Drake guy, putting together another video for y'all. This debate got way more complicated than the lawsuit was thrown out, so everything in it was false, right? Because that's basically where Jay and Challz Brown started fighting. One side is saying, show me the evidence. You can't call allegations facts. And then the other side is saying, just because a lawsuit gets dismissed doesn't mean every claim inside of it was made up. And honestly, both of those points deserve to be separated, because once you start mixing up what was alleged, what was proven, what was dismissed, and what's simply speculation, the entire conversation starts to get messy. And that's exactly what happened when Jay and Challz started going back and forth over Poleg LLC, Drake, Roc Nation, and the bigger gambling business behind all of this. So let's slow this down and separate the facts from speculation, because this isn't just about Drake or Jay-Z. It's about what we actually know, what we don't know, and why everybody seems so invested in figuring out what's happening behind the scenes. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into it.
He just said a lot of things that weren't even accurate. So we have to correct that before we move on, because you're going to start arguing a point that's not even correct. Okay.
Go ahead.
So let's start from the beginning. So you said that people are, I don't know if you were referring to me and him specifically. I've never made one video that mentions Poleg LLC at all. I've only reacted to What's the Dirt's video. I haven't mentioned or done any deep dives on this at all. So
you saying that's not accurate because I said people?
Well, I'm
that what you doing?
You said Jay different in the beginning.
You said that I did that, so I want to. That's a point of clarification. I've never mentioned that LLC ever, never, and I've never done a deep dive on this either. I've only reacted to What's the Dirt's video.
We're not talking personal, gang. You know that.
You said me, so that's why I have to respond. You said my name. Now, the other part, I don't know who's watching, so I want to make sure that they know that it's not me involved in investigating this. Okay.
Thank you for clearing that up.
That's the first part. The second part of it is this. You said everything in that lawsuit is true. You have to stop right there, because you have no evidence of that. And the lawsuit was just thrown out and will go to arbitration, which will result in nothing. You saying, why don't people look into what Drake is placing? You said Drake is betting money that isn't his. What evidence do you have of that? I don't know if you've ever gambled or you have sports books on your phone.
What did D-Fran just say, Jay?
What he said doesn't make it right, because he said it. Sometimes you do let me respond. Sometimes you do get bonuses and sign up money. Drake is signed to stake, so we don't know what's in the contract. The contract could come with $500,000 worth of monthly spend that you can be reimbursed for from the house. That is standard. But no, I'm saying the truth. You're saying that everything in the lawsuit is true. It is, because if you're going to make a statement, it should be based in fact.
It is based in fact. He uses house money, Jay.
It's not.
He uses house money. What are you doing?
The other part you said, why don't we look into buying the streams? Can you provide any tangible evidence that Drake has ever bought streams?
No.
And I never said he did.
I never said
everything in the lawsuit was true.
I never said he did.
Drake was buying streams. You just said that.
I never said he did. So
you didn't say everything in the lawsuit wasn't true?
Let's go line for line, Jay. Let's go line for John. It's fine. Okay. It's fine. Jay, listen. You want me to prove shit that they can't even prove, right? Now, the end of the simple.
You just said it's true.
Well, put it like this. I can believe what I want, but at the end of the day,
all right. Okay.
Wait, Jay.
You can believe what you want. That's true. Let him finish.
Wait. Jay is trying to nitpick and do this, that, and the third. We've been hearing K-Dot bots all the time. We hear that shit all day and all night. Nobody can prove. Wait, Jay, let me say this. Nobody can prove that either, right? But what I said is, when I said everything, that was hyperbolic, Jay. I know you're trying to win points, but you know that I said everything is true. Oh, so you're gonna say, well, everything is true. Then you're gonna, Jay, listen. Everything you just ran through is you're trying to nitpick. None of that shit. None of it can be proven or not. So to try to say, can you show proof? No, but the lawsuit has merit. It has merit.
It doesn't, which is why it was thrown out. It doesn't, which is why 7 of the 8 claimants don't even have stake accounts, but they're accused of knowing stakes inner workings. There is no merit.
Jay,
how can you logically explain to me how someone could sue a platform that they don't even have an account on?
Jay.
How's it possible?
When I first reported on this, I said It's flimsy. That's not the point, Jay. We know that the people didn't have stake. I said this months ago. Most of these gambling sites, most of these gambling lawsuits don't go nowhere. I said that, but they still got filed. Okay, for one, they still got filed. Okay, for one. So the point is not that it's true or not true. The stake is very powerful, Jay. They're not going to lose a lawsuit like this, Jay. So you saying that it just because the judge threw it out. So I guess the whole thing that homeboy was talking about earlier with the battle, that wasn't true either. So what I can play like you. I can sit and say, well, the whole lawsuit against UMG got thrown out, so none of it was true, Jay. So we can sit here and play games all night. I can say everything in the lawsuit against Drake's lawsuit against UMG got thrown out. Hold up, Jay. Everything in the lawsuit. How is it a reach? He
when you look at the 7
what you just tried to do.
Hold on.
That's called a false equivalency. What you're trying to do right now.
No, Jay. Can I finish? Yeah. You said the lawsuit got thrown out, as if to say that meant it wasn't valid. So if I go back and say the UMG lawsuit got thrown out, so that means it wasn't valid. How is that a false equivalency?
Because they were both thrown out for two different reasons. Defamation.
They both were thrown out, Jay. Jay, you're going to sit here and nitpick. No, Jay, you're being disingenuous, Jay.
So what you're doing is trying to do a false equivalency, right? So again,
how was it false? They both got thrown out, Jay.
They're thrown out for two different reasons.
It doesn't matter.
Defamation
got thrown out, Jay. Wait, Jay. No. I'm not going to let you do this.
You're going to talk over me because you don't want me to explain it.
Where's the moderator at here? Let's give 1 minute, 1 minute.
All I know is Drake
cutting me off.
Let him finish.
I ain't gonna lie, Challz.
I sit here quiet for 8 minutes, 10 minutes. And then when I start talking, Jay starts wagging his finger saying no. And then he comments. So what I'm telling you is he's cutting me. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what we talking about.
All right, so Jay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is this, right? Okay, if that's your basis that it got thrown out, then I can go back and say, well, the whole UMG shit is false too. You can't have it both ways, Jay. You can't say just because the judge threw it out that it wasn't right. Okay? So they didn't prove it. They had a weak case. Don't mean that these motherfuckers wasn't gambling with the house money. And it don't mean that stake is illegally skirting the rules, which is what the lawsuit says. The lawsuit is saying that stake is gambling illegally in the states. That is a fact. So they really are, and they've used the state sweepstakes coins to get around the fact that you're not supposed to gamble in the U.S. They're using those sweepstakes coins to do it anyway. That's what the lawsuit is stating. That's the first thing in the lawsuit. It ain't about no bots, none of that. It's about the real lawsuit is the first one that started and the ones that followed is that stake is gambling illegally in these states. That's the bottom line of the lawsuit. It really don't even have nothing to do with Drake. It really don't have nothing to do with Drake. Okay, do you really understand what the lawsuit's about? It's not about Drake.
The ones that's tied to Ak and Drake.
All right, let Jay respond, bro.
But okay, then I'm gonna shut up after this. So okay. The lawsuits are about stake not gambling illegally in the states. That's what they're about. So by them getting thrown out, in essence, you're saying that everything in the lawsuit didn't matter. So I'm doing what you do, and I'm saying, so then I guess the UMG one didn't matter. Didn't matter why it's thrown out, Jay. You said carte blanche, it's thrown out. So we're going to do that. If we're going to do that, we're going to do that. If it's thrown out, it's thrown out.
All right.
Okay. Now, you said a lot, so I'm going to try to remember. So lawsuits can be thrown out for multiple reasons, right? There's not one reason why a lawsuit gets thrown out. And just because something was filed doesn't give it merit. I can file a lawsuit tomorrow. That doesn't mean it's true, right? The basis, now you tried to conflate 2 points that we have to separate. I know that the main issue of this is not Drake. I understand that Drake is on one side of a business that is a threat to another business, and he's just the biggest face of it. I understand that. I've said this in my videos that this is bigger than Drake and it's bigger than Jay-Z as individuals. This is business. I get that. But the part of it is the reason why this lawsuit has no merit, and I know that the claims are baseless, is just based in the fact that we can say 7 out of 8 of these people or 6 out of 8 of these people did not even have stake accounts. So they could not have feel cheated by the gaming system that they were never even a part of.
Facts,
right? That's just the truth. That's what we can.
The truth.
That's what we.
There's
that's
no
what we
debating
can.
that.
That's what we can factually prove. Now,
Facts.
underneath that, there are other claims in there.
The case was weak, Jay.
Are they running? They're running a botting farm, and they're using this stake to inflate Drake's popularity, which again is a baseless claim because Drake was more popular in 2018 and 2017 than he is right now. He was more popular. His image was better. So
that don't mean he's not botting, Jay.
Hold on. No, hold on. I didn't say that.
Jay, that don't mean he's not botting, Jay.
I didn't say that. You got to listen. I didn't say that.
I am listening. I'm correcting you.
No. I didn't cut you off because I didn't say that. I said that the lawsuit claims that they're using this to inflate popularity. Now, I want to go back to the evidence of botting. I asked you, can you point to any tangible piece of evidence that would show that Drake is botting? Because let's think for a minute. Is Drake botting, and why would it happen, and what numbers would indicate that? When your stream
let me stop right there. I never talk about botting, Jay. But Jay, no. I never talk about botting. So asking me about botting.
You just did.
Jay, you definitely did.
The lawsuit says, the lawsuit says that I'm not here to prove botting, Jay. The lawsuit says that I'm not here to prove botting. So you're wasting your breath. I'm going to agree with
that's in the lawsuit, is it not?
Yes, but I'm not here to prove botting.
But you said everything in the lawsuit is. You said everything in the lawsuit was right.
All right, so this is what we're doing. Like, I get it. I hear you, and I hear you, and I understand. But let's move forward from the botting, dog. Like it's ridiculous now. It's like it's silly. Go ahead, finish.
Okay, Jay, continue.
Well, I don't know, man. I think we started with everything was true, and now
because he's stuck on this botting shit, and he want to read it. Go ahead, read it.
I don't need to go to the botting. I just talked about the merit of the lawsuit in terms of the individuals as well. I understand.
Which I said is the lawsuit is weak.
So you seem to agree more with us than anything. But yes. I don't know.
I'm not here to debate the lawsuit, Jay.
Me either.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm just telling you that you guys seem to be stuck on trying to get all the details of the lawsuit. You're really the only thing that I can't even argue with is botting because I don't have no proof, so I don't try to do it. You're going to get stuck. He said everything is true. Listen, the simple fact of the matter is, I don't care. I don't try to prove botting. I never ever say he's botting. At the end of the day, there is no
react to that.
I
think you did react, and you have made videos about Drake botting on your channel. So I don't know.
Okay,
if that's
so
true.
A lot of
end
them.
End of the day, Jay.
I just want to know the end game. What is the end game?
I can answer that question for you, Ray, in a minute. I'll answer that.
Yeah, I feel like
the end game. So what's the end game? The long picture is this. Again, I know everyone's digging into these things. The fact of the matter is people are competing for market share. It's interesting to people who are in the hip hop space who cover these rappers and these artists because we've never seen artists of this magnitude be this invested in major corporations. This is the first era of artists who have been in an ownership position when it comes to casinos, Nas and Jay-Z. You have Drake, who's the face of a gambling company or a sweepstakes company. That's why people are interested. But when you look at what's really going on behind the face of it, it's a billion-dollar industry, billions of dollars that are competing. Who can operate where? How can they operate? Who's going to be on the board to make sure that things are up to par? That's all it is. It's the gambling industry, which is the #1 emerging market across all 50 states and every state that gambling is legalized in. That's what this boils down to. But hip hop cares because you have the biggest rapper who's sponsored by, and then you have Jay-Z on the other hand, who is involved in a corporate entity involved in gambling. That's the end game. That's all it is.
They beef from rap to casino.
Yeah, if you want to, you could say it like that.
That's the speculation.
I mean, to certain degrees. Yeah, Drake on the stake screen, like D-Friend said earlier.
I'm not gonna lie.
Roc Nation subpoena getting dropped.
I mean, Jay-Z's the chairman of Fanatics?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, that shit out my tax bracket to even be in on this topic. Bro. Them niggas make too much money for me to get the bag.
And I don't want to be involved in it either because I don't want nobody suing me or saying I said what. That's why I'm not in it. I'm not making no videos.
I did my journalistic due diligence. I emailed their team and said, "Hey, do you care to respond?" They didn't email me back, so I don't know. Maybe they didn't.
Can I ask you guys a question though?
Yes.
Hold on.
It sounds like you guys are saying, or this panel is saying, Jay-Z and Drake are taking this stuff. If we're talking about proof, what's the proof that Jay-Z is literally after Drake with this? Like, there's zero proof. You can read everything in that screen. There's no proof that Jay-Z did anything. We saying Poleg LLC may have possibly. So where we keep saying Jay-Z is doing this and Drake is doing that, nobody has proven anything.
I don't think anyone said that.
No one said that. A few seconds ago,
that's a
y'all
speculation.
just said,
we said that's a speculation.
A few seconds ago, y'all just asked, somebody on the panel just asked the question, have they taken this from the streets to whatever? So I'm trying to figure out, there is nothing that shows either of them done anything to anybody. Now, we both know that Akademiks has been trashing Roc Nation and saying this, that, and the third, and we assume that Roc Nation is retaliating. But at the end of the day, I look at it like they've been attacking them, they're attacking back. Let them fight. So that's the thing. I don't even want to get caught up. If you've been paying attention to my Twitter, I don't give a shit about who did what to who. I don't never argue that. I'm only even in this conversation because you guys are talking about it. I don't care. I'm like, Akademiks and Akademiks TV been trashing these motherfuckers. They fighting back. I don't care. I don't care if Roc Nation is behind it. I've been very vocal about that. They should be. They should be behind it. They should be fighting back because they get trashed every single day by Akademiks TV and Akademiks. So I don't understand why that's never discussed. Akademiks never talks about how
that's around hip hop. You can't sue over tweets. That ain't hip hop.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a roundabout way of fighting.
Back, if it was like you said, hey, Jay-Z been kicking it back, I'd rather Jay-Z do it than if allegedly doing it through other avenues to get other people.
So wait.
That's a conversation.
We're talking about Akademiks and Akademiks TV, right? Versus Roc Nation. You keep saying Jay-Z versus Drake. Jay-Z hasn't said a word. Drake hasn't said a word about these lawsuits. We know that we from based on your
Drake
own
did say
paperwork.
something on the state. He said the Roc Nation subpoena's getting dropped. So I mean, can't say they ain't saying nothing.
All right, so we can conflate that and say what it is, what's not. But at the end of the day, that's not proof, my God. That's not proof that Drake is actively out to get Roc Nation and vice versa. So those are slick lines, sure, but we don't have no proof that Jay-Z or Drake, either one of them, have done anything. We can say that, oh, Roc Nation is linked to Poleg and all. We can do that all day, but no one, you can't say definitively that Jay is targeting Drake or Drake is targeting Jay-Z.
Do you think there's smoke there though? Do you even think there's like some type of
100% there's smoke there?
So 100%.
That's like speculation.
Right,
and we watching the behind the scenes chess moves. That's kind of what's going on. And like you saying, they're not saying anything. They might not be saying nothing verbatim, but we watch how they like. Jay has always moved through Roc Nation and media. Drake got his way of being petty and subbing. And if you've watched these artists for years, you can see how they moving. It's like obviously to the regular day person, you can say they ain't saying nothing, they ain't doing nothing, they're oblivious to all this. But then like that's just not true, bro. Like from the Charlemagne and Act 1-on-1, that exposed the light. From Jay-Z on his freestyles, that exposed the light. It's exposing the atmosphere between these two groups and camps. Well, it really three camps because you got Act, you got Drake, and you got Roc Nation. Like there's smoke that's been there the last 6 months, or it maybe even longer. Like so, we gotta act like we gotta stop acting like there's not things that's being moved behind closed doors. There's a lot of chess pieces being moved. 100%. That's why people are bringing up potential beefs happening. Like Joe Budden not mentioning these things for no reason. Like people, like it's not a household conversation. Like Jay-Z name not popping up for no reason consistently around these topics. Like it's a lot going on right now, and we could try to act oblivious. Or as new media, we could try to get ahead of it and start trying to cover things. So when it do pop off, it's like, look what we did. So that's where I think we coming from. And like a lot of this is like somewhat speculation, but to a degree, we do got a lot of chess pieces that we seeing. Like we following the money. These like Fanatics and Jay-Z being linked is obviously it's a leap to say that they directly behind it. But then when you tie the AI websites and all these other things into it, them battling Larry Jackson having some of the same gripes. It's like, bro, when you start putting these things together, like it's still speculation, but it's not a nothing burger. Like, let's be real.
And you know what my question is? Why is so much energy expended on figuring out what Jay-Z doing?
These huge entities.
But what I'm saying is I never get to the point where they don't spend this same energy. And what I was trying to say earlier, they don't spend the same energy trying to figure out what Drake is doing, right?
Yes, it's a whole.
It's a whole.
Drake do. That's not true.
Excuse me.
They break down everything Drake do. Drake could, whatever he does, they talk about it 24/7.
We just talked about how Drake was getting bashed for
I did that. Roebuck and D. Fran they're not going to do that. If they talk about anything Drake does, they're going to be.
Are you talking about, not to cut you off? Are you talking about y'all individual videos or just? I'm
talking about us as individuals. When they talk about the stuff with Drake, they're going to try to debunk it. Jay Roebuck, when the information about the loan came out, Jay Roebuck rushed and did a video to debunk all the speculation about the loan. He didn't try to figure out the loan. He went so far as to say he went so far as to say selling 50% of your company was good. So Jay Roebuck 100% went out of his way to make the loan that OVO put in their name that they defaulted on. Jay Roebuck rushed to the internet to make a video. D. Fran, to his credit, said, "I'm not going to try to defend it." He said, "I'm not going to try to defend it." Which is why I call Jay Roebuck Drake's attorney. I mean, his accountant. Because Jay Roebuck went to the internet and made a whole video about why those loans weren't so bad and why they weren't defaulting and this, that, and the third. He broke down all the money that OVO makes. He the one that showed you about the clothing, everything that he did a video.
So what I'm saying is, great video by the way. Thank you. So what I did was this. What I broke down to people is, I think a common narrative on the internet when that came out was Drake is broke, OVO is broke. So what I did was I looked into the finances and explained why a company would potentially sell 50%.
What's y'all backstory? Like y'all got history
but Drake, you tried to make
they got smoke, real smoke.
It's just Twitter shit, man.
There's a section of the internet that is upset at me because I go on these debates and I make light work of people who run with internet narratives.
No, they put crash dummies in front of Jay and Jay crashes them out.
What debates you be on? Like debating like on some.
It'll be like one Drake fan versus 5 Kendrick fans.
I do music. I do basketball debates where it's me versus 10 individuals too. So it's sports, music,
and Challz don't like that shit.
A lot of people don't like it.
Nah, that shit's good content, man. I love that shit, Jay.
People that don't like
Keep it going.